Now on BBC One, a special Christmas edition of See Here.
Hello and welcome to the See Here Christmas special, which this year is on the theme of communication. Communication around the world, which is why I'm here at the Goonhilly Satellite Earth Station. Now I've come all this way down to Cornwall to see this satellite dish. And isn't it fantastic? What I'd like to do is remove it and take it home and attach it to the side of my house, because I'm sure I get some wonderful pictures, but unfortunately I don't think the neighbours would appreciate it very much. So maybe I'd just forget the idea, eh? What a shame. Now, when international television companies speak to each other, this is how they do it. They send their pictures from dishes like this up to satellites 36,000 kilometres up there, which bounce them back down to wherever they have to go. And when the pictures are received here in Cornwall, they're then sent on to London, to another extraordinary building.
That's right. This is the BT Tower, the switching centre of the BT communication system. All the TV pictures come in here, whether they are BBC, ITV, whatever. They arrive here before being sent off to their destination, which could be the TV studios or your living room. And that's where I've got to go, up there to the 34th floor. God, that lift was so fast. I think I've left my stomach on the ground floor. Just in case you think that your eyes are deceiving you, they're not. London is moving behind me, and that's because this particular floor of the tower revolves once every 22 minutes. Stand here long enough and you end up just where you started. And the view is spectacular.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, I suppose. But just be careful that you don't end up going round in circles. It really is quite extraordinary to think just how small the world is now, with all of these cables, switches and receivers bringing you instant pictures from all around the world.
Oh, thanks. Cheers.
And that's what we have for you today. Pictures, reports, and good wishes from our deaf colleagues in parts of the world we haven't heard from before. In fact, some of the countries at the moment don't have regular programs for deaf people. They're in the process of setting them up. And See Here is proud to have helped them.
Oh dear, oh, doesn't it go on? Come on, get on with it. I want to know which new countries are just starting to make TV programmes for deaf people. Let's see some of their work. How different is it from ours?
Quite right. Well, let's have a look at what we've been sent. In the next hour, we'll be visiting Guyana, South Africa, the United States of America, Sweden, Norway, and, to get us up to a good start, Australia.
Okay, let's go.
Sweet plain, or rugged mountain. 1988, all those talking politicians.
In one way or another, I'm ashamed because I do not know how to speak my language, because other people come from the other states, talk on their language, and they say, why don't you have your language? And the reason is because the government prevented us from retaining that.
I know how you feel, because the same government has said that they would forbid sign language with deaf people, and so Aboriginal people feel the same way.
What is DTN? It is a national network of groups and individuals working together to make deaf television. So how did DTN start?
2 years ago, some deaf and hearing people who met at a lunchtime signing group decided to address the lack of sign language TV in Australia. They wanted to make programs themselves, so they became fully incorporated as a non-profit group.
The members met regularly and divided up the work. They met with other community arts workers and discussed how TV and community arts functioned. This extensive networking helped DTN to prepare submissions to charitable trusts and government departments. Other members organised dances and other fundraising activities. From a charity, DTN received small grants for administration costs and the purchase of a camera, lights, computer and fax machine. With this equipment, a dedicated team of volunteers was able to operate independently and move to a more centrally located office donated by Open Channel.
With another small grant from the Australia Council, we were able to run basic video production workshops and started writing a script for a children's television show in Auslan, Australian Sign Language. Last year we met with the Minister for Transport and Communications and were encouraged in our plans to establish sign language media in Australia. The government has not provided core funding, saying we must negotiate directly with public broadcasters, the ABC and SBS.
Despite lack of government funding, we have been able to film the national deaf conferences, sporting events, deaf theatre night and deaf lectures. In October this year, deaf media students and DTN volunteers cooperated with community TV groups to broadcast 3 hours of deaf television to the northern suburbs of Melbourne on Channel 31.
Thanks to an invitation from See Here and the assistance of SBS, we are now able to make our first program for an international audience. Now, sit back and enjoy this Christmas carol.
Angels came tonight and told us a Saviour was born here. What is the baby's name? Jesus.
Well, wasn't that lovely? Thank you to the signing choir of the Victorian School for Deaf Children, the choir of St Paul's Cathedral, Melbourne, and actors from the Princess Elizabeth Junior School. Well, where do we go from here?
DTN would like to produce a national sign language news, information and current affairs program to be broadcast weekly, as well as the odd drama and special. We are well on the way to producing a pilot children's drama which features a range of different families, signing puppets with facial expression, as well as magic and adventure. These programs will be produced for public and commercial TV. We would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for 1994.
Bye.
Wow, that was amazing. They shot all that for us. What was also extraordinary about that Australian film was that it was the result of a telephone call between two countries. Just the first of several we received in the course of a few weeks. It was just as if everybody seemed to have the same idea at the same time. Now, back in July, a teacher of deaf children in South Africa turned up at our office and said that South African TV was trying to start programs for deaf people. We are now delighted to announce that all is well. They start transmitting in January and will be showing this program in South Africa on Christmas Day. This is their contribution.
And all of this happens because the world is waiting. Waiting for one child. Black, white, yellow, no one knows. But a child that will grow up and turn tears to laughter, hate to love, war to peace, and everyone to everyone's neighbor. Misery and suffering will be forgotten forever. It's all a dream and illusion now. It must come true someday, soon, somehow. All across the land dawns a brand new morn. This comes to pass when a child is born.
Hi, I'm Marina Longenhoven. I'm the director of the new program for the deaf in South Africa. It's quite weird how I got involved. The producer, Anne Graham, phoned me and said, do you know of somebody that can do research? And I said, well, maybe I'd like to do it. Phoned half an hour later, I phoned her back and I said, you know, I would really like to do it. And another half an hour later, I phoned and said, I have to do it. I want to do it. And then the moment I got involved with the deaf people, a whole new world opened up, and I realized the first thing I'll have to do is actually learn sign language to be able to communicate with these people properly. And here's my teacher.
Thank you, Marina. Hello, I'm Glenn Cranston. I'm teaching Marina about sign language. She works for the SABC, and it's so that she can communicate with other deaf people. But sometimes when I teach her, it goes in one eye and out the other, and I have to be patient and keep teaching her. I teach her for half an hour every day. At the moment, it's going in one eye and staying there, and I'm very relieved about that, so she's not wasting my time. Hi, my name is Pumi. This is my name sign. I'm happy that you're watching. What I would like to see is that black and white people come together. In the white community, children are encouraged to use oral methods, and that's their way. But in the black community, things are different. The parents aren't really so involved, and the child is left alone to sign in their own way. So white people have their way, and black people have theirs. They're different. But I want to see those two groups together. I want them to be friends. It doesn't matter that they have differences. In South Africa, we need one deaf community. It doesn't matter whether they're white or black. And one community shouldn't look down on the other. We're all deaf. Thank you.
I think eventually we're all going to be judged, at least partly, by the way that we cater and take care of these communities. So I have a very strong personal feeling about this program, and I really hope that that we can provide a service here to people that have not been in a position of enjoying television previously in the sense that we other people are enjoying it.
I'm very happy about the program for the deaf, because it's going to make things much more interesting for me and for other deaf people. Most deaf people don't understand all the hearing programs on television because they're all oral and we don't understand. Hello. My name is Nazreen Kapto. That's my sign. If you look around at the different deaf communities, for example, the Indian community, the black, the white, and so on, this program will be very important for the deaf community because it's a new idea and it will develop a unity amongst the communities in South Africa. I'm very happy because there's so many different sign languages in South Africa, and it's going to get everybody together in one sign language. Hi. My name is Louis Niesling. I'm the young presenter of the program. Most of the others are older. I'm responsible for young people. When they finish school and they have problems in the outside world, I'm going to help with those problems and offer support and encouragement. We'll have drama and sport and things that interest them.
It was very interesting seeing that film because, of course, it's so very easy for us to forget that Christmas in some countries is in the summer, when it's warm. On a political note, that was recorded in South Africa just days after the historic signing of the agreement between Nelson Mandela and President de Klerk. It was good to see black and white deaf children involved in that film. We look forward to seeing more of that integration as time goes by. But there is one slight problem in communication: which sign language to use on television. The people are from different cultures. They use South African and Afrikaans sign languages, and there are also about 11 other indigenous sign languages. But the TV station will be using South African Sign Language.
Well, we certainly look forward to seeing what kind of programmes South African television will make for their deaf people. From what we've heard, they are very keen to bring news programmes and background to news items to their audience. See Here and BBC News and Current Affairs have recently started a daily news service for deaf people. Here's an extract from the programme we made about the setting up of the service.
The news is spoken incredibly fast, and it's a matter of intense concentration for the interpreter to stay in control.
Policy on Europe. Mr. Lamont says he considered resigning at the time, but the Prime Minister said no. Had I known that he would change his mind as he did, I would have done so, Mr. Lamont says. On the economy, there's a challenge to the new Chancellor, Kenneth Clarke. Mr. Lamont says, instead of talking about tax increases, the government should be looking at spending.
Now, of course, we in Britain are not the only people who produce news programmes. Here is a sequence from another country we've not heard from before.
En las Naciones Unidas se decidió que 1994 será el año de la familia. Ser oyente de la familia sorda casi siempre tiene problemas debido a la falta de encontrar soluciones a estos problemas.
Now that was really interesting. Did you notice how the presenter and the interpreter resolved the problem of not having the script on autocue? But I wonder whether this influences the presenter into a spoken presentation as opposed to a signed one. Now that's an example of new cooperation. Here's an old one. Czechoslovakia was one of the first countries to send us something for our Christmas programme 3 years ago. And once again, they've prepared a special item for us this year.
Ja bych rád k Betlemu, k Ježíšku malému. Mám doma křepeličku a pěknou žežuličku, ty mu odvedu. Bude žežulička vyrážet Ježíška, u hlavičky jeho se dávat, líbez němu bude kukávat. Kukuku, kukuku, zdrav budíš Ježíšku.
Although that's the third film we've had from Czechoslovakia, we hadn't met Joseph until recently, when many of us attended the European Broadcasting Union conference in Munich. That was a very interesting occasion because all of us who produced programs for deaf people could compare notes. One of the things we did moan about was the non-recognition of our sign languages. But that is changing as we become more confident in ourselves and the deaf awareness factor becomes stronger.
In Britain, access to the arts has developed greatly with more and more interpreted performances in the theatre. And the mysteries of Shakespeare so long denied to deaf people have been opened up. It's a big new world, but some deaf people are so confident in it that they are accessing the plays in a different way and different style, based on humour. Our next film takes a humorous look at a Shakespeare play. Not one of his comedies either, but the tragedy of Hamlet. It's made by our colleagues in Sweden.
Hon ädlar att lida och fördraga ett bittert ödesstygn med pilar. Eller ta till vapen mot ett hav av kval och göra slut med den ensam. Att dö. Att sova. Inte tvivlar. Och veta att ut i sömnen domnar hjärtekvalen. Och alla dessa tusental av maror. Som är av köttets arvedel. Det vore en nåd att stilla bedja om. Sova. Sova. Kanske också drömma. Se, där i ligger knuten. Ty i döden. Vad drömmar i den sömnen månde komma? När stoftets kastar av. Det tål att tänka på.
Now this used to be my interpreter some years ago. Well, that was a unique interpretation. And I suppose it couldn't have come from any other source but a deaf one. So what is deaf humour? We went to a comedy performance to find out. Hello, my name is Doug Alker. Now, I'm the coordinator of the Deaf Comedians Group, and this is a group of 7 people from the Manchester area. We were set up about 8 years ago, and at that time there was an international conference on the education of deaf children, and we set ourselves up to challenge some of the attitudes in the education of deaf children. And we're still going. And we've now, I think, become the deaf community's comic interpreters of our life experience, interpreters, hearing aids, oralism, cochlear implants and so on. And tonight at the BAC there should be over 600 deaf people here who rarely have the chance to see something like this.
Well, I think this is great because it's positive. It really is very positive. I think hearing people who've been taught awareness of deaf people don't really get it properly. But when they see something like this, that's what it is. How deaf people have suffered and been oppressed with oralism and the education they've had, hearing people really do understand what it's about much better now.
Well, I feel that a performance, a comedy show similar to tonight's event, really is valuable because it shows that deaf and hearing people can integrate. There are so few opportunities out there to socialise together. It's mainly deaf people together on their own and hearing people on their own. And this is why tonight is so special. They can sit together and discuss the jokes, and so they're united. There's no real gap there. That's why a performance like tonight is so valuable.
I'm here because I have a profoundly deaf son, so I'm interested in learning sign language.
We've got a deaf daughter, so we're here tonight because she's learning to sign, we're having to learn to sign in order to communicate with her. So we're really keen to take advantage of any opportunity to, see signing in action and to learn more.
And to see deaf culture, because obviously we've got to get into the deaf culture for our daughter's sake.
This really is my culture in the theatre here. I can identify with it, and I think the deaf audience can also identify with it. It's fantastic the way they really can do that. I've been around the world to America, Finland, Norway, Denmark, Italy, Bulgaria, and all deaf audiences all around the world identify with it too in just the same way. And I, over the last 10 years, have really enjoyed myself. I'm very proud of what we've done theatrically. We've built up from this foundation. It's not hearing, it's ours. It's something we're creating, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been fantastic.
I'm the interpreter.
Africa on TV on a star. Yeah.
I think the deaf comedians are great. We've got the same culture which I can relate to.
Well, it's the same things I experienced when I was growing up. Not bad.
I enjoyed it. It was great. It was interesting. Looks like they're really integrated. It's great.
I don't know what to say.
Well, you know, did you think it was interesting?
Oh, yeah, I liked it. It was really good. It was interesting. Yeah, it was okay. I enjoyed the deaf comedians. But it's a bit more like mime and gesture. It's not really using the language. I think the comedy there is really for hearing people. Where's the deaf identity? Sounding deaf like that, I mean, really we don't. We just say, we're deaf. We don't go around performing like this. We just don't. So it was a bit OTT. Some deaf people might enjoy it. For me, well, it's not bad.
I'm quite surprised how much, as a hearing person, I can actually relate to a lot of what they're talking about, and as a student of stage 2 sign language, it's helpful for me to see deaf people in ordinary situations. I'm enjoying it very much.
It really was very powerful in the way it related to deaf culture. So interesting too. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Now over to Clive and Linda. Bye-bye.
Well, what did you all think of those 2 items on humour? Does it travel well from one country to another? Do write to us or send us a video letter with your thoughts, because one of the things we would like to do is produce a deaf humour workshop with reps from different countries. That could be a subject for one of our Euro World Programme exchanges.
Right, Linda, where would you like to go to next? You can choose from America and Norway.
Oh, let me think. Well, I really like America. Why don't we go there?
Well, your wish is my command. Let's go to Gallaudet University in Washington, which has a television studio producing Deaf Mosaic, the American equivalent of See Here. Here are Mary Lou Nowitzki and Gil Eastman, who went to talk to the students at Kendall School for the Deaf.
Thanks, Clive, and Merry Christmas. Here in the U.S., we've just finished celebrating Thanksgiving at the end of November, a grateful holiday when the whole family gets together. It dates back to the days when the first people came to the New World 350 years ago. It's the official start of the holiday season. From now until Christmas and New Year's, it's a festive time with many parties, decorations, and, of course, shopping.
On this side of the Atlantic, we share many of the same holiday traditions that you do in England. Christmas trees with mistletoe, holiday hams and turkeys, gathering with family and friends to share the holiday spirit. Today, we're visiting with deaf children from Gallaudet's Kendall Demonstration Elementary School for a holiday performance. We'll be entertained by members of the National Deaf Dance Theater. Their song, well, I think you'll recognize the song.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. What fun to ride and sing in a one-horse open sleigh, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. Oh, what fun to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, we have a lot of fun. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
What a wonderful expression of the holiday spirit. And what a wonderful example of the expressiveness of ASL. Our three dancers were Monica Valgame, Pauline Spanbauer, and Deborah Ware.
From our Deaf Mosaic family to all of you in the See Here family, we wish you happy holidays.
And a happy new year.
And now for our final sequence. Again, it's from a country we've not had a contribution from before. We recently met a small party of deaf people from Norway at a See Here recording in London. We asked them to send us something about Norwegian culture, and this is what they sent us.
Det var så skrekkelig kaldt. Det snødde, og det begynte å bli mørkt. Det var siste kvelden i året, nyttårsaften. I kulden og mørket gikk en liten fattig pike på gaten. Hun var barhodet og hadde nakne føtter. Riktignok hadde hun hatt tøfler på seg da hun gikk hjemmefra. Men hva hjalp vel det? Tøflene hadde vært alt for store. Moren hadde brukt dem sist, så store var de. Men da den lille piken skyndte seg over gaten, kjørte 2 vogner så fort forbi henne at hun mistet dem. Den ene tøflen fant hun ikke, og den andre løp en gutt av gårde med. Han sa han kunne bruke den til vugge når han selv fikk barn. Så gikk den lille piken der, på bare små føtter som var røde og blå av kulde. I et gammelt tørkle holdt hun en mengde svovelstikker. En bunt gikk hun med i hånden. Ingen hadde kjøpt noe av henne hele dagen. Ingen hadde gitt henne en eneste liten skilling. Sulten og forfrossen gikk hun så ulykkelig, stakkars liten. Snøfnuggene falt ned på det lange, gule håret hennes, som krøllet seg så vakkert i nakken. Men det tenkte hun ikke på. Ut fra alle vinduene skinte lysene, og ute på gaten luktet det så deilig gåsestek. Det var jo nyttårsaften. Det tenkte hun på. Borti en krok mellom to hus. Det ene stakk litt mer fram i gaten enn det andre. Der satte hun seg og krøp sammen. Hun trakk bena opp under seg, men hun frøs bare enda mer. Hjem torde hun ikke gå. Hun hadde jo ikke solgt en eneste svovelstikke, ikke fått en eneste skilling. Faren hennes ville slå henne, og kaldt var det hjemme også. De bodde på et takkammer, og vinden pep inn i rommet, selv om de hadde tettet de verste sprekkene med klesfiller. De små hendene hennes var stive av kulde. Å, så godt det ville gjøre med en svovelstikke. Torde hun ta en av bunten, stryke den mot veggen og varme fingrene?
Når en stjerne faller, dør et menneske, og sjelen stiger opp til Gud. Mormor, vær så snill, ta meg med. Jeg vet at du blir borte når fyrstikken går ut. Akkurat som den varme peisen, og den deilige maten, og det fine juletreet. Vær så snill, ta meg med.
Dit vi skal, der finnes det ikke noe kulde, ingen sult og ingen angst.
Skal vi til Gud?
I kroken ved huset satt neste morgen den lille piken med røde kinn og med smil om munnen. Hun var død, frosset i hjel den siste kvelden i det gamle året. Nyttårsmorgen gikk opp over den lille døde piken. Hun satt der med svovelstikkene. Et knippe var nesten helt brent opp. Hun har prøvd å varme seg, sa folk. Ingen visste om det vakre hun hadde opplevd, i hvilken stråleglans hun hadde gått inn i nyttårsgleden sammen med mormor.
And that's it, the end of another Christmas program. It was all nail-biting stuff this year because so much of it arrived just in the nick of time. But everyone who did promise us material did send it, so we're very grateful. But Linda, you've moved. Where are you now?
As you can see, I've now moved locations. I'm here in the centre of London, in Trafalgar Square, beneath a huge Christmas tree. This tree is a symbol of international cooperation because it's a gift from Norway to Britain. We get one every year and have done ever since 1947. We had big ideas of having a choir here singing and signing carols, but we ran out of space in the programme. So thank you to all our friends who sent us the contributions to this programme, and to all the others who I hope will do so next year. So from us both, we'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all. Bye-bye.
A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye-bye.